Well, welcome back. This is my 10-hour review of my 3025 John Deere subcompact. Happy with it so far. Actually very happy. I'm going from a Kubota. It's a smaller subcompact. This is an upgrade for my farm. However, just to lay some credibility down, I've used 674s, various Kubotas, 674 Internationals, various Kubotas, various John Deeres on the whole family's farm, even going all the way back to 140 Farmalls, Farmall M's. I've grown up with tractors, and for this 3025, for what my expectations were, I can say wholeheartedly that they were met. It's done absolutely everything I need to do. Right now we're farming about 3 acres. I've got 52 on my farm. We will be expanding, and this tractor is plenty enough to do it. It's been great. As far as tilling goes, most of that time is tilling or moving wood chips. And that's why I'm gonna get a tiller. I'm gonna get a Frontier tiller, 6 feet, so I can use the quick attach. Every implement that I get now is gonna be quick attach, because that is a absolute pain in the butt. Well, not a pain, I guess I'm just getting older. So when I was younger, changing an implement wasn't that big of a deal, but I do like the comfort of the quick attach, or the ease of use. The hydraulics on the front, just like I expected, or the hydraulic controls on the front, they're great. I'm used to it. I've heard a lot of people on YouTube complaining about it, but for me personally, they're great. I don't see how they would fit them in here with your gears here, then your implement raising and lowering. I don't know how they would put it in there, or why really. It's just not my preference, but everybody's got their own opinion. So as far as the machine goes, my 10-hour service is due. I use the Smart Connect tractor app by John Deere. It told me around 9.4 hours, gave me a notification that the maintenance is due. I've got to do the lug nuts, and I'll show you what the tractor app looks like later on, but I've got to check torque on the lug nuts, clean the screen, basically checking fluids and stuff like that. It's a pretty simple check. Yeah, and I'm going to be doing that this weekend. It's supposed to rain, or it's supposed to have rained over the last week, but we haven't got any rain, so kind of hoping that it does, so it'll give me some more time to do this. The front end loader, I don't know if I said it, but that tote, about halfway full, 125 gallons, picks it right up, no issues. I don't want to go in above any more than that, because probably it'll just bypass. I'm sure you could turn up the pressure on the tractor, however that would be if there was an issue with the pump or anything like that. That would void the warranty. So another thing that I do like is there's grease fittings everywhere. The John Deere, the attachments for up here, taking that pin out, swapping over from a front end loader, or the forks rather, to the bucket. Really easy, really nice. I've used the Bobcat quick attach for probably 15 years. Just a little bit about me. I was a mechanic, or actually I'm still a mechanic, for a number of years on construction equipment and stuff. So I'm very familiar with Bobcat quick attach. It's kind of the construction equipment industry standard. But for me, for my personal use, this one works really nice, really great. I haven't had any issues with it at all. It's been really good. As far as the controls and everything, I love where they're at. I wish, and this is just a wish, I wish this toolbox was a little bit bigger. That would have been nice. Yeah, I wish it was a little bit deeper, maybe. But that's just a preference. Would have been cool to see a USB or something, some kind of connector in there to charge your phone or whatever you might have. The seat rides comfortably. If you've ever been on a John Deere, they're all pretty much the same. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Overall, I've had absolutely no issues. The only thing that I have had issues with is not putting my hands right here when I get off the tractor and my fingers get grease on them. It's literally more of a whine than an issue, which is gonna happen. I had to get used to not putting my hand there every time I got off the tractor. As far as mechanical failures or anything like that, I haven't had one. When I was doing the research on this, the fuel tank, the complaint that I saw the most was the fuel tank being on the back. I've had it for 10 operational hours, and real quick, I'm just above halfway. 10 operational hours, I'm about halfway. So I'm assuming here, depending on load and everything else, that I'll get about 20 hours per tank, and that's just an assumption. So for me, that's really good. I'm really happy with that. But the gauge being on the back, I like it. However, I thought there was going to be a heavier fuel consumption, but there's not. I felt I was looking at it more than I needed to. Honestly, 20 operational hours, that's a lot. If you're running this tractor 8 hours a day, maybe that's different, but the fuel consumption is really good. The fuel level being on the back, I really like, but I felt like I was looking at it more than I needed to, just kind of worrying about it. So right here, there's a piece of metal that I really like. If you're gonna go in heavy brush or anything like that, that will protect your fuel water separator. I do like that a lot. It was, honestly, I'm surprised an engineer even thought of that, because like I said, I'm a mechanic, and typically engineers don't think about mechanics when they do stuff. Don't know if anybody else has had that problem or not, but it seems like most engineers, and I'm generalizing here, but most engineers that work in manufacturing don't consider the mechanic. Don't consider long-term maintenance. But on this tractor, I've looked it over really heavily, taken the side panels off, and I'm really impressed with how well thought out it was. So overall, I'm very satisfied with my purchase. I love using the app. I love the GPS on the app, and the ability to be able to turn the PTO on and have it track only when the PTO is on to cover acreage. We do have a Kubota at the other farm, and we paid around $3,000 for that GPS system, which came free. Well, not really free. I'm sure it was built into the cost, but it was just nice to immediately have it. So yeah, that's really it. Now I'll show you the app. I'll show you what the maintenance looks like and what the Tractor Connect says, and that's about it. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comments. If you think of something else that I didn't cover, let me know and I'll cover it. Hope you have a good day. Okay, so here's the app. You see maintenance due now, just like your app. If you've seen my other videos, 9.9 hours. At 9.4, it told me that it was due. Sent me a little notification. I thought that was really nice. So you're going to click on maintenance due now. You'll see all your service items, wheel nut torque, all your fluid levels that need to be checked are listed out. Cleaning your grill screen, radiator, checking your neutral start system. So we're going to click on wheel nut. Right here, you can mark it as complete when you're done. Click on the maintenance instructions. It doesn't replace your operator's manual, so you'll need to accept that, but it goes straight to the manual. Rear and front wheels are both 2 different torques. Okay, 2 different torques, and there's instructions down here. 103 for the front, 162 for the rear, but it also goes deeper than that. If you scroll down, check your hardware after operating for the 3 hours afterwards, and again after 10 hours. It's a 10-hour check. Check all your hardware frequently for every 50 hours. Keep it tight. Drive it after you do your torque checks, especially if they're not, if they broke torque. So you want to make sure that you're rechecking, and this does not go away from the daily maintenance at all. This is just a 10-hour check. So mark it as complete. We're going to click on that. I'll show you what it looks like. You can put your notes in there. If one front right tire was had broken torque, you can list it here. Save your notes whenever you mark it as complete. These are the other checks. You can click on these. It'll give you what fluid you need. You can have them ready to go at the local dealer, or you can have them shipped to your house. Completely up to you. My dealer is about 6 miles away, so I like to just go up there and pick it up and then look at implements for 30 minutes just to see what they've got new, anything that's in relation to my tractor. That's why I like going up to the dealer. But the biggest thing is keeping your oil levels checked at the 10 hours, and especially whenever you're going to operate the machine, check your oil levels. Like I said earlier, I work for an OEM, and we constantly get calls where people didn't check their oil. It leaked out either on the grass or on gravel or mulch, and you've got a period of time that you'll have metal-to-metal contact. Just check your oil every day, right? Or every time you're going to use the equipment, check your oil. It doesn't take but a few minutes, and it will save you thousands in the long run. Cleaning out your radiator, that's another big one, especially if you're working in a hay field or anything with a lot of chafe. Just blow it out. If you don't have an air compressor, you can go to Harbor Freight and get one. They're like $70. Not a lot of volume, but it'll get the job done. Keep those clean, right? Your greases and stuff like that, make sure you get the right one. If you don't have the tools to do these checks, go get the tools. Go to Harbor Freight. They're cheap. You don't have to get the big brands or anything like that to do this. Here's your 50-hour check. If you get your dealer to do them, that's great. Just schedule it in advance to where they're going to pick it up at the 50-hour mark. That's about it. Hope you have a good day, and thanks for watching.